That's the line down too. Hello and good evening. I'm Thomas Allen with the Forge. It is 7 October at 8:07 p.m. So got started just a couple of minutes late, but I was working hard behind the scenes to change my setup so that I could actually really interact more without having to move from one side of my studio to try to monitor chat and do stuff over here. So it's actually pretty cool. So I'll show you my setup now. And I'll just pan the camera around. See, so now I've got my monitor set up over here. I got my pay station over there, and we are rocking. So uh, that's all good stuff. What you're tuning into right now is another episode of Paint and Chill. What is Paint and Chill? Paint and Chill is an opportunity for everybody to just come together, hang out, and paint some miniatures. Tonight, I'm going to be working on some orc terrain pieces by Games Workshop. I started working on this a couple of episodes back, so if you're a subscriber or a follower, or you've already watched something, you've probably already seen the orc piece that I'm going to be working on. I'm actually going to be picking up exactly where I left off in a previous video. I do need my lucky hat though. Yeah. There we go. Got a whole so I had to definitely had to change around the environment in here. I think I like it a lot better. I approve. So it's nice because the keyboard's over here. I can be working and it's literally just like right here. So I don't have to do a crazy lot. Um, Baby steps. Every day we're getting better. If you've been watching through the streams, you will definitely see that. There was a time that I didn't even have audio during the stream. So tonight we got audio because I don't have any additional USB ports. I've come to the conclusion that I just need to get a dedicated computer for one thing that has everything I need. I had originally gotten my laptop just for like a carry around so that I could work on the go. It's really cool because it like flips open and becomes a tablet. So it's like a two-in-one. It's a laptop and a tablet. And I wanted that so that I could be able to do presentations with a job I was doing. And then I also liked it for college because I could have my textbooks loaded on it and then, fold it. And it's a large, almost like a 8.5 by 11 size screen. It's like 15 and a half is what it is, but, diagonal. It worked perfect for its intended use 3, 4, 5 years ago whenever I bought it. I don't know. Now I need something for the studio. So I would like to find a desktop. So I don't need anything like state of the art or anything like that. I just need to be able to run whatever the stream is in. So like, I don't know. Got no idea. But it's on the list. So the list is building like things. I work hard every day to try to improve. I'm figuring out every time you see me, I've got new things going on here at the studio. I'm excited to share a bunch of that with you this evening. Uh, should I rattle off a list of that right now? No, because I was on a train of thought and I don't want to lose it and jump around too much. So yeah, things are always changing here in the studio. The momentum is very, very, very high right now, and I want to keep that rolling. A couple weeks ago, we got our eBay store. I used to do eBaying just to collect miniatures, just to try to snag up some good deals and get some stuff to expand my collection. And then I started eBaying to be able to pay for my hobby, and I got good enough at it that I literally could pay for my hobby, so I could end up with getting an army to play with, and then selling it and getting other stuff. So I got good enough at it that earlier this year I decided, well, shit, let's see if I can pick it up, but try to do it like a professional store. So I was successful enough at the beginning of summer that I paid for uh, my way to get into a college semester because I thought that going back to college is what I wanted to do, and that didn't work out. So why it didn't work out is because I had these super high expectations of what my experience would be, what the classes would be like, what the type of instruction would be, and I was severely disappointed. You're all gonna probably tell me I should have known that going into Ivy Tech, trying to pick back up classes there because I'm only like I've I've got like I don't know 60 or 70 credit hours as it sits right now. I thought I'm always trying to pursue a higher education, so I was like I'm gonna go back to college so I figure out what I want to do, and I figured out what I want to do, and that's the Forge Studio. So when I was in school, I was doing a double semester during summer. So it's like 4 classes that are all like 8 weeks instead of 16. So it took all my time away from doing the eBay store. So it all went on hold and it was just like a screeching halt. And then I got done with school and I had to figure out if I was going to go back to work, and do something that I'm probably going to end up leaving the job for something better and then just continue down that cycle, or am I going to try to do what I've really wanted to do for a really, really, really long time? And, with recent events in September, it was the extra motivation I needed to just jump in, like, and just go 100%, like every day, as much momentum and steam as I got putting into this. And I'm working in some work life balance now so that I can continue this momentum. And I'm being able to do that pretty well. So good news is you won't see me burning out anytime soon. It won't be like all of a sudden I'm here, you tune in, and you're like, this is cool. I'll tune in next Tuesday, and it's like I just crash or something. No, that's not gonna happen, not for this guy. Uh so you'll see in the background that I've got 2 flags in the background. One's the POW flag. We fly that so that we make sure that it's a reminder that those that haven't come home that are still out there, we remember them. They're never forgotten. And then the United States Army flag because I served the United States Army for going on 17 years. A combination between active duty and guard. 10 years active duty, uh, and then you know guard time. So yeah. So if you're tuning in and this is your first time, you're definitely talking to an Army veteran. A lot of my lingo and my inspiration into what I do with my miniatures, it stems from the military. The military is definitely a huge part of who I am. So if you're a Warhammer fan and you're a veteran, this is definitely a channel for you. Definitely a channel for you. Uh, yeah. So with that being said, I want to get into the type of things I want to talk about and announce this evening because I want to share with you starting out in the show before I start getting busy in the paints and everything, and then I try to like pull away from that, and everybody's like, "Yeah, oh, I really wanted to see what was going on with the model," and now you're talking about some Facebook page. So I'm going to do it now. I just want to give a quick mention to our social media. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, and of course, we're streaming to you live now from YouTube. So Twitter and Facebook kind of mirror each other, but I'm trying to make sure that I can reach that larger audience. And then Instagram is its own animal. I'm trying to offer just like sneak peeks. It's the old saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And so I try to keep the text down to a minimum on Instagram, and I try to offer like a sort of behind the scenes, everything that's going on in the studio, some snapshots of all that. So it's just like a designed around how Instagram was originally intended before it was a hookup site. Um, all right, so yeah, so a couple of things going on this evening. Um, and before I get there, let's talk about what's going on with the Forge Studio. Who are we? So we are a mini wargaming studio based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Uh, I do a combination of different things. So I'm an artist, miniature sculptor, painter, and I am currently dabbling and trying to really get in. Like, this is something that I am passionate about, and it's not something that I'm just picking up like a hobby, like part time. I'm making this a career, my life, passion. I'm in. So the Warhammer here community here in Indianapolis, I feel like there's a lot of potential for growth, and I think that I've already found a niche to sort of work my way in to be able to offer a lot to the community and then do exactly what I love. So the ultimate goal with the Forge Studio is to be able to uh, spend time making awesome content for the community, awesome miniatures, and be able to travel around and engage like around everywhere, like all 50 states, like boom. Maybe travel like the GT. The concept for the Forge, a lot of it's virtual so that I can be able to take that on the road with me. So this is going to build into a much bigger animal, but it's baby steps. So it started with an idea on paper, and then it went from being an idea on paper to my eBay store, and then it went from my eBay store to uh, the studio, uh, the website, and then actually trying to establish a presence on social media. We are up to 4 YouTube subscribers now. So shout out to everybody that has recently subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate y'all. Some things about me. I was telling everybody that I'm an Army veteran, but I will never ask you to subscribe and pay me money. I'm not into, I absolutely, to my core, hate, and I'm not saying that because I'm like cocky and prideful and think that I'm just that awesome. It's that I hate subscriptions so much. I hate that I don't want to build my business model around subscriptions. I just want to offer great content and great things that I'm going to talk about here in just a minute. So, like I was saying, it went from paper to the eBay store, and the eBay store is doing really well right now. That's literally what's keeping us going, and the momentum's going well enough of that I'm making sure that I devote enough attention to it to continue its growth. And it's showing that it can be a sustainable source of income for the Forge Studios. So fortunately, that means that I won't be going anywhere. Um, but that's not enough. It's not enough to really do some awesome things with the studio. We need new equipment. We need we need new equipment. Talk about a mom and pop show setup that I got running here. Let me talk about it real quick. So the way that we're running this stream right now is we got my old laptop that I don't know if that was during a pre-recording because I was testing out the audio that I was talking about it, or if it was now. So I'm just going to mention it again. So it does not have a functional screen, and then the camera fucking went out on it. So I was able to, when I was trying to start this up, I had this awesome idea that I'd have multiple cameras in my studio so I could offer like different angles. And then when I jumped around to different scenes, that it would be like boom, boom, and like close up of the models, and you can still see me and while I'm talking to you, like that kind of thing. So we're gonna work towards that again, and that's why I changed my setup. As you can see, we are, if you watch any of the other videos, we are literally now right on top of the main workstation. So it makes a lot more sense, the setup. I'm able to monitor chat up here, and I can literally just stay engaged with you the entire time without having to worry about taking my attention to two different places. So I kind of delivered a promise that every time that you see me or that you come back and visit the studio, things will be getting better, and boy, are they getting better. So that's my perfect opportunity to get into all the things that are going on. And I'm really sorry about this light. This is for the workstation, but I'm trying to make it like bright enough in here too that you can see me. that's probably a lot better. Oh, that is way, way better. Look at that. It's like bright. It's awesome. Um, so where are we at? Okay, yeah. So I was saying, I already gave you guys a shout out about our social media. I'm just inviting you to join us because I'm trying to offer engaging ways to see what's going on at the studio to stay informed. Excuse me. I'm just excited to share everything that's going on with you, and it's not scripted. So I'm trying to make sure that I tell you enough about it that you can get the idea. So yeah, so we went from the eBay store, then I saw the opportunity for the growth to get into the YouTube channel because the YouTube channel offers a great way to literally be inside the studio like you are with me right now, often. And right now I'm fully committed to twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. You can definitely count on me being here every Tuesday the third Thursday. And the reason that you should believe me when I say that is because I've already set that pattern. You can look at my stream history already. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm trying to jump on and get here. Granted, I'm new to all this streaming stuff and YouTube and video editing. That was all my dad's lane growing up. And he wasn't around long enough for me to pick up all the tools of the trade. But it's so crazy that I'm doing something that kind of picks up off of like where he left, like what he had going. My dad was a video producer, um, and he did a lot of advertisement stuff for some big companies. A company that's kind of like Macy's, but it was on the West Coast and it's called Emporium. They had like 40 stores, I think, at one point was like the biggest that they were. But 40 stores, that's, you know, well, now you've got monopolies on everything, but 40 stores is pretty significant. Um, all right, we need my coffee here to make sure I stay energized for you guys. So, so yeah, so we've got the YouTube channels up and running now. You can definitely see the content. Um, I didn't run, did I run the start video? Hopefully I did. I'm trying to get into this thing that there, um, I have a consistent way to bring you what's going on in the studio. So like the videos start and end all around like the same time, same thing. Uh, okay, so yeah, I mentioned social media. I mentioned that the website's up, so I've got to spend some time this week, and I'm going to. So you can check it out now. It's more of just a landing page. I mentioned that in videos last week, but it tells you a little bit about who we are and what we do. So as I was mentioning before, DeForge, if you're just now tuning in, is a mini wargaming studio based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. So and we work on a vast array of projects and in scale and size and depth and complication. From miniature rescues, which is a video that we're putting out that I wanted to get on to this rhythm. Like the goal is to get to weekly videos, but I just don't have the equipment and the setup and the time in these beginning stages to do that. Like I don't want to be consumed with video editing and everything going on that I my house is built on a shitty, crumbly structure. So we're not going to do that. So we're going to make sure that the framework of the forge is rock solid, and that's why it's all about growth, but positive growth in the right areas. So we're putting our attention where it matters, and one of those things is just making myself available to everybody. So every Tuesday and Thursday, paint and chill. I call it paint and chill because it's something different than like a hobby hangout. We have a hobby hangout. So our hobby hangout is something that I just started this past weekend, and that is basically if I'm in the studio, you can tune. I might periodically uh, like make myself available while I'm in the studio. I want to get it to the point that every time I'm in the studio, that I'm live. But right now with my setup, I have to do a lot of things and change things around that it's not the most productive. And sometimes I need to be able to really focus and hammer away on some things. So I got to do that without everything else going on. And it's not always here at this location. Uh, so right now, the commitment that you can expect from me is for 4 hours every week. That's Tuesday and Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. You can come join me here in the studio, and we'll be working on Warhammer miniatures. So these first few videos, I'm explaining a lot about who I am because I'm growing my following. First week, I had one subscriber. Now, here we are just starting out into the second week, and we are at four. So there's already growth with that. And then the eBay store, uh, we now have positive sales, getting up into goal is to get to double digits, but we're getting close. We're not quite there, but we're getting close. So putting out products that people want to buy, uh, which is really cool. Um, what else we got going on? So this is crazy because it's sounding more like an introduction video, but I don't have anybody in here in chat, and I'm not that motivated to work on the miniatures yet. I'm really motivated to talk about the forge because there are steps that I'm formulating in my head. I've already got a plan, but um, like the part of taking a goal is to breaking it into these little tiny parts, these little tiny micro achievable goals, and to get them down to the point to where it's like something that you can do right now. And so everything with the forge is goal oriented. And right now it's all about growth. Um, yeah. So and we're doing that. We're meeting and exceeding that expectations. But I always like to put the bar higher and higher for myself. So that's why I was trying to offer a weekly video. And then I realized that where I am, it is really, really crucial for me to continue building the framework of all these different things and making sure that they're stable and I can support them and sort of fit them into my battle rhythm between the time that I spend here on the camera, the time making stuff for the store, whether it's on our website or it's the eBay store, or um, I don't want to get something that I don't want to do with this mini war game studio is to get so focused and consumed in on like one specific thing that I don't get to enjoy what I do. I'm a true believer now that uh, that if you do what you love every day that you go to work, it's never really going to work. And there's more to it than that because every day that I get up, I'm motivated to do more and more. Not like the goal isn't to just become a billionaire. The goal is to make a positive impact in the community. And when I said that I saw a lot of potential in the Indianapolis area, I've lived here almost my entire life outside of my time in the military and my time growing up on the West Coast in Oregon. But I definitely see a lot of areas where you can make positive impacts, and build up the community. And one of those things is just sharing information. So uh, that's why I created a community page, our community Facebook page, and we're already up to it's a little over a week old, and we're already up to 54 members. So uh, that's really blowing out my expectations out of the water. But with that, I have devoted time. Maybe I'm just so passionate about the community and Warhammer that I'm devoting a lot of time to trying to build valuable resources for the community. an information center, being the Facebook page, and making it so that new people coming in the hobby and maybe people that are already in have resources available to keep them inspired, to keep them learning, evolving, because it's not just about painting great miniatures. Like you can paint great miniatures, but not like a miniature that's worthy for a painting contest, and really get into the hobby. But like the better that you are at your techniques and your skills, and the more enjoyable it is to do things like that, where frustration starts setting in is when you don't understand things. When you're painting and every time you get done with your mini, your layers just look like caked, chalky goo. Those kind of things. So like resources that I'm talking about are like paint guides. There's a lot of people out there like Army Painter, Citadel, all these different companies that put out great resources, but you don't have a one-stop shop, and I'm not trying to be a one-stop shop for everybody. There's already great content creators that are kind of that. I'm just trying to be local community, keeping it local, community resource. Um, and all that stuff. I'm not trying to sell t-shirts or anything like that. That's an inside joke with me and Medusa. She's my best friend down here. So when I'm working in the studio, she and I have conversations if we're not like doing something like this. They say that a dog can have a vocabulary of up to like 200 words, and I kind of fairly believe that that's true. Um, anyways, um, yeah, so we went from an idea on paper to the eBay store, which is growing, and it's growing in what's available on there and the kind of stuff that we're doing, to the channel, to our social media, to the website, which will now this week go from a landing page to like at least 2 additional tabs. Eventually, I want to get a store in there. So that you can buy products directly from me, things that I want to do with the studio to give back to the community. And so I'll just throw them out there because I think it's great talking about them. So one of the things I want to do to give back to the community is I want to do a sort of scholarship grant fund. And so this will be a combination of both raised funds through events, to donations, to proceeds from sales. So I'm committing off of my website because you're buying directly from me, and I can control all those different factors. I'm not paying two different billion-dollar companies, 30% of my profit right off the back before I'm even dealing with customers. Like the overhead's real. If I can cut out the overhead, like all that savings, I can pass on savings to everybody. Hey, Lai. Hey, good evening. Good morning. Uh, I just, I'm in a train of thought right now. And I don't want to get off that. So I'm just making sure I acknowledge both. Okay. So where was I? Um, Yeah, so we were talking about the community page. The community page is a passion project of mine. It's already taken really good steam. I'm actually going to go ahead and change because if I'm talking about it, I might as well show you what I'm talking about. Visual things, as many of the senses as you can stimulate, the better. So I need to go to Streamlabs. We're going to change our scene. I don't know. I'm going to have to change the camera. Boop, boop. Oh no. Where are you? Okay. So you get this is on my to-do list one day to be able to fix this image so that it's not so zoomed in. It's like you're either watching my mouth or like just part of my face. So I don't know. We'll probably just do this because it looks like I'm looking up at the screen. All right. Anyway, so yeah, the community page. So I started a page for the community called um what is it called? Right here. Indianapolis Warhammer Uncensored. So it's free to join. We're only at 54 members right now, but what's so exciting about that is we're just over a week old. So every other day to every 3 days, I spend a little time actively engaging with other groups and doing some active recruitment. Um, I've been a Warhammer fan, I'm going to say it again, for a very long time in the community. But part of my frustration out here is that there isn't a one-stop shop for information for what's going on in the community. So I'm trying uh, to start that. I'm not trying to be the only one that does that. I think the more people that do it, the better, because that means, like, imagine if one person can get the word out there to as many people as they can, just uh, and then two, you've just doubled that, and then three, you know what I mean? See where I'm going with. But so anyways, this is a passion project for me to try to give back to the community. And um by passion project giving back to the community, I mean I myself as a gamer, as a hobbyist, and now as a business owner in the community, have had so many frustrations with the hobby. I've had uh I've had hobby nightmares. I've had bad experiences. I've had frustration finding where to go. Uh, like it almost seems like, especially if you're getting into the hobby new or you move to this area, it can seem like you have to drive away from here to find out what's going on. So not anymore. Here you can see we have an events tab. On the events tab, I've actually gone around and talked to the owners of both some gaming groups and hobby stores, as many as possible. So if there's a hobby store out there within a 2.5 hour radius of us, and I'm trying to get them all on the horn and figure out if they got any events going on with Warhammer. And if they do have an event that's going on with Warhammer, I try to find out all the nitty-gritty details about it. And then I post it up here. And what's great is if you're just joined this page and you're in the greater Indianapolis area and you're a Warhammer fan and you want to know what's going on, you get little notifications about, hey, down at Hobbytown today, they're doing Warhammer 40K open play. Are you interested? This is who's going. So, um, there are pages out there that have some of this, but they don't have it for everybody. So I'm trying to get everybody included. And we've already got a small to big fish in the group. So not only are we at 54 members, but we're starting to get hobby stores in here now. So we went from just recruiting members to recruiting hobby stores. So we've got Sentinel Wargaming that's joined. They put on some great Warhammer events. They got one coming up, only 17 days left. If you're on the page and you're tuning in, definitely check it out. Let me acknowledge chat again real quick. I know I'm talking a lot. Okay, yep. Okay, so it's just live right now, so I can keep going. All right, so we're gonna go back to the community page. And yeah, so Sentinel Wargaming's got this event going on, and it's called Rumble on the Rivers 2025. It's October 24th and 20. Well, it's basically the whole weekend, the 24th to the 26th. It's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. If you want more information, check it out. Uh, Sentinel Wargaming. Just Google them. It'll come up. You'll see it. Uh, yeah. So this is growing, and it's growing at a very, very fast rate. So it's quickly becoming, in my opinion, the fastest growing Warhammer community page in Indianapolis. And that's evident in the fact that in just a week, we've already hit 54 members. Our goal for the week is to hit 100, and I think we can do it. Once we hit 100, we're going private, so you'll have to ask for permission to get in after that. But it's not to keep anybody out, it's just to keep things out. Those things are bots. Yeah, we don't want any spam bots in there. So once you start getting up to a certain point and there's a lot of activity in your group pages, that's when they start coming in. Um, So what else do I need to mention about the community page? So the community page. Okay, yeah. So you can go here. It's an information center for everybody. But not only that, it's also a resource center. In here, it's chock full of goodies. Like I've started setting up. I have a goal. So at the end of the week, if you're into Warhammer, whether you're into sci-fi or fantasy, whatever race or faction that you're interested in, there is an inspiration folder in here for you. Inside that inspiration folder are pictures of models that people have made, and then artwork from artists both in the industry and then in the community. So it's a giant folder packed full of photos of your favorite race. So it's a perfect thing to be looking at if you're starting to put together your first miniatures or any miniatures for that matter. So also in here, I started building in, you've got your paint charts. So there are different paint lines out there, like manufacturers that make paints. I've got charts that show all their different colors. And then if you're trying to transfer over and maybe use two different styles of paints, meaning like from two different companies, there are charts for conversions in there. Started adding up paint guides. There are some great content creators out there that I follow. This guy right here, he offers a free course through Patreon that allows you to learn color theory. That's literally taken painting to like an insane level. But he offers all these free resources. You can just for being a follower of him, you can get free tips and hints. His artwork looks really great. He's not a Warhammer guy, but he's into painting. I'm a huge painting person. That's why I'm sharing. Um, and it just goes back to showing like the kind of things that I'm doing for the community and the type of resources I'm trying to make sure are widely available for anybody. Guides and different things. There are big companies like Citadel and Army Warpainter that put out excellent sort of step-by-step paint guides that can get you literally like within an hour painting miniatures like you've been doing it for a week and then a month because you're naturally going to get faster the more you do it. Anyways, I know that's a tangent, but it's what it is. Let me double check on stream again real quick because I'm about to go to another window. Guess I need to join before it goes private. Oh yeah, you're more than welcome to come in, but just know that it's a group specifically designed for Indianapolis. So everything in there is geared towards our community here, local. So, um, but if you're a Warhammer fan, and you want to nerd out about Warhammer, you're more than welcome to come in and work and nerd out about Warhammer because that's the perfect place to do it. I'm just saying that like all the information and stuff is all going to be geared towards here. And I know that you're like half a world away. So, all right. So back to what I was saying. I want to make sure this is actually literally just turning into a 2 hour episode of me talking about everything that's going on, but that's okay because we might be streaming a little, depending on how much energy I have. I planned on having, I limited myself to 1 cup of coffee per hour for the episode. So I still have some of my first cup here. Uh, Around 9, I'll break real quick just to go grab that other cup of coffee and then I'll come back. But yeah, so definitely invite everybody to check out the community page. Eventually, I can only fit so much time, but this thing is growing. It's getting jam-packed with content and information and people from the community. These are gamers that live near you, if you're from our community, because that's what the page is designed for. But they're active. They're active gamers that want a game and they just want to nerd out about Warhammer. No stress, just good vibes. Okay, so that's our community page. I already told you about our social stuff. You're free to check them out. I'm not gonna sit there and bore you to death by going through and being like, hey, look at this post and look at that post. Not trying to do that. But they're there. Definitely check us out. Um, our website, though, I will mention. So our website is www.da-forge.com. Um, So here it is. So as I was explaining earlier, it's more of just a landing page, but you can come on here and it's changing every week. So I definitely encourage you to stop back once a week and definitely check it out. As you can see here, it's better known. You'll hear me talk about the military, my experience a lot. It definitely, when I work on my minis, my favorite army is Astra Militarum. It's all like military themed, so I throw a lot of my military tidbits in there. But on here, you can see the kind of stuff that I do with my studio, and then eventually you'll there's Medusa and there's me. They're old photos and old everything because it's a working page. Like we're growing really fast, and there's a lot of things going on. So good news is every day something new is going on, and we're growing. Uh, Lie, I don't know if you were here in the channel, but believe it or not, I'm gonna talk about growth real quick. Let me change the screen. I'm kind of excited. So, we have 4 followers, 4 subscribers on the YouTube channel now. And you were like, well, first one. So it would be 5 if you count me. I didn't realize I wasn't following my content. And what's kind of cool about being your own follower is that when you're logged into a different account, but you're watching YouTube videos, yours show up. And something that I've been doing that's been helping me improve on my stream is watching my old streams and taking notes about things that I didn't like. So that's been helping a lot. And if I'm on my other account, now my stuff shows up. So it's pretty cool. Um, all right. So yeah, we were talking about stuff going on in the community. I did want to mention that there are events coming up. So if you don't want to be a part of the group, let me mention a couple of events that are coming up real quick. Uh, oh no, I was just logged in. Seriously, Facebook? Watch, and then it's gonna be like, you need two-step authentication. Fallen. Oh, no, we're in. Okay, we're in. Okay, so, well, now I'm logged in not as Thomas Fada, but as it doesn't matter. I'm still in the group. I just wanted to go over to the events tab and show everybody what's going on. So I want to make sure. So at the beginning of the week, so Tuesday, every Tuesday, I'm going to start out my show. I'm going to try to get it down to a 10-minute segment, 10-minute segment of me talking around round robin of everything going on in Warhammer. So that means like 5 minutes of Warhammer 40K universe, and then 5 minutes of everything Warhammer Fantasy. So real quick, on the events, you can see right here, if you're tuning in and you're seeing this, tomorrow at 5 p.m., we have both systems represented at local hobby shops. You got Age of Sigmar open play, and you've got Warhammer 40K open play. So if you're in and you're looking for an all-day gaming with great people from the community, go check these out. Then you see Thursday's jam-packed with another place, Warhammer 40K. Friday, another place. So if you're tuning in and you're from Indianapolis, you can literally see, because when you move here and you're a Warhammer fan, it can seem like there's nothing going on, but there is. You just have to know where to go. It's awesome that these hobby stores open up their places to us, because there's nothing that disrupts business more than 40 nerdy gamers coming in to game for 3-4 hours. Because you're gaming, you're not buying stuff the whole time. Like everybody, tries to support the store or whatever, but it's not the same. And then you've got all those bodies in there. So yeah, so this Saturday there is an event going on down south that I wanted to tell everybody about. So Brewhammer Age of Sigmar is going on down south in Bloomington. I have not gone to this event myself yet, but I do know one of the people that's helping out down there hosted an event that I did attend, and it was amazing. So I'm looking forward to attending Brewhammer next year. I'm making it a point to go. we're going to make sure that we're doing good enough here in the studio that we're going to take the studio down there and game, meet everybody, and then we'll even do some little live stuff. Um, yeah, next year. Uh, okay, so what else? Let me double check the chat. Every time I switch a screen, I gotta try to sort of develop my battle rhythm here. So I'm trying to develop good habits because I'm just starting out as a streamer. And if I have really bad annoying habits in the beginning, they're going to become second nature later. And I don't want that to happen. So, and I was just talking about some stuff, but it probably didn't seem like it was that bad because I was on a screen and I wanted to still share with you guys something else. Yeah, so here it is. I want to make sure I threw it up. So here's the Brewhammer event. It's in the community page, but you can literally check it out on uh, just type in Google Brewhammer and it'll come up. Last time I checked this, it was a couple weeks ago. I apologize. That's how busy it's been in the studio. The last time I verified the event information was on 9/25, and at that time there was only 10 spots left. So that means that this is going to be a packed event. It's going to be super cool. Even if you don't have an army and you're not going to play, highly encourage you to find an event to go to. It is so much fun just hanging out, seeing all the beautiful painted armies, hanging out with local gamers, like talking, asking questions, like, and uh, you got to experience it not being a gamer and being invested in the event as a gamer, but like being there and being like a bystander because it's a totally different experience, night and day different experience. Definitely got to do both because one allows you to just focus on engaging and just having fun, and whatever you're really interested in, it'd be like just everywhere you go, there's just more of that. Um, okay, so what else we got going on? So I talked about the community page, and I wanted to talk about where we want to get with the studio focused on giving back to the community. So as we get bigger, that means that we can do more things for the community. So there are, just like the Forge started with an idea on paper, I wanted to share with you two ideas that I have on paper that are 100% going to be a thing. And why? Because they're already past the point of paper too, because I've already started allocating resources to them. So the first one is a scholarship grant program for gamers. This means that if you're a part of my community, that I want to offer you the ability that uh, this is a really expensive hobby, and when shit happens in life, like financial hardship, hard times come. One of the first things for people to get rid of and sell is their Warhammer army. And what really, really sucks is Warhammer has gotten so popular, it's kind of like Pokemon trading cards, that there are now people that completely devote their lives to trying to nickel and dime people out of their Warhammer miniatures so that they can make a profit. So I want to do a scholarship slash grant for the community that will provide you um, like you get um, a one and done thing, and then we got to move on because there's other people in the community. But one and done thing where, like, instead of you selling your Warhammer army, like, here's the money for your army. You could sell it to us. Sure, okay, we'll make sure it goes to somebody that'll love and appreciate it, and we won't nickel and dime them. But ideally, the goal is to keep you in Warhammer. And so if it's 500 bucks that you need and you're like, fuck it, I'll sell my Warhammer army, I can get 500 bucks. And then what sucks is when you build a Warhammer army, that's like 6 months to a year of time invested in that. And so 6 months to a year of your life that you'll never get back. And then you have to start all the way over from the very beginning. So that could be very discouraging coming back into it. And then it could be years before you ever do. So as a way to sort of promote a positive gaming community and give back, we're going to make sure that we do charity events, as which is talking about cutting out overhead costs. So if you buy from the website, I can cut out overhead costs because 30% of any profit of mine has already gone out the door just from my cost on overhead. Sometimes that can get up to like 40%. Like eBay seller fees are like 15% of every sale to begin with, and they can get higher. And then you gotta talk about like all the other stuff that went into like listing that item and preparing it and all that other kind of stuff. Like uh, so the return for the money. Um, okay, so uh, where was I? We were talking about the Warhammer Studio. We talked about the community page. We're talking about giving back. That's right. We're talking about giving back. So, uh, yeah. So sales that happen off my website, I want to. It's for sure. It's already built into my business model. 10% right off the top of all my profit is going to a charity, but it's not like it's like immediate money going to a charity. So every quarter, that's every 3 months, we're going to pick a local charity. It could be a church, it could be a group, it could be an individual, but every 3 months, and then we're going to use that money to help that cause. And this isn't just veterans, but veterans are definitely going to be in the running. But the other things is like dog shelters, pet shelters, gaming clubs, like you name it. So churches, most definitely. But yeah, so two things that the Forge has, because we're right here in the beginning. If you're tuning in right now, this is our second week streaming, and this is our second month doing our eBay store. And our eBay store is now like it's there, like it's paying for itself, and it's part of the business. And now we're doing the YouTube. So the YouTube's a thing. We've already got a week of that in the bag, and now we're moving on and we're moving forward with the next thing. And the next thing is the website store. So in that framework, this stuff is being incorporated into that. So yeah, so every 3 months we'll pick a charity, we'll reach out to them and figure out how we can help. And if that charity doesn't need any help, then we're going to move on to the next one. But they're going to be local, not big national ones. Like some of these big national ones, they've got so much overhead too. Like it's understandable. Like they've got full-time employees because their organizations are so big, but that um, eats into it, and it puts more middlemen into making things actually happen on the ground. So it could be, things take time to actually build up that momentum. Where a local charity event, our local charity, it's like instantaneous, and you're making an immediate impact in the area that you live. So we want to we want to build that in because this my studio is geared towards the Warhammer community, and we're starting here in this community. Uh, but we want to build bigger too, because we're gonna travel around. You'll hear me talk a lot about a traveling vendor. Um, Yeah, like think in your head like Lord of the Rings, blacksmith style, uh, Knights of the Realm going to big tournaments, and the blacksmith like follows him around and is like, "Sir, would you like your armor worked on?" Stuff like that, you know. So the Forge will be like a travel shop that has stuff that helps you as a gamer in mini wargaming, like have that edge. By edge, I just mean making gaming more enjoyable. So gaming aids, tokens, just things that are fun and unique that allow us to actually go out there too and engage with the bigger part of the community. So we're trying to do a lot of things locally, and that's where we're going to be. It's our hub, and then we're going to grow from there and try to make a bigger impact. But we got to start making the impact here, And once we start making a big wave, then we can make that wave even bigger. So yeah, so we got the store going up. Again, that website was www.da-forge.com. And I will show the website again, just in case you want to do a screenshot of this about the community page. And now I want to go back over to my eBay store real quick. So I can go here and we go store. We can go to visit. So that way, Um, let me double check my Streamlabs. So we don't have any viewers right now. That's okay. Um, it says that we are still live. We're 56 minutes and 49 seconds in, and we are not on the right. Oh yeah, we're on a good screen. But for some reason, every time I jump between scenes, it moves me away. There we go. So hey everybody. Um, Yeah, so I want to jump back over here to show you the eBay store real quick. Um, so here it is. Check it out. We're on eBay. It's actually me, Thomas Fata. It's my account, but I've turned it into the business, and it was the easiest place for me to start because I already had some traction. But you can see I've got 100% positive feedback. I have a commitment to excellence, and always trying to find ways to do things. The only thing I want to mention about this, because I'm not trying to eat up the whole video doing a sales pitch, is that we're not a retail store. So anything that's offered on here goes directly to supporting the Forge Studio projects and things that we have going on. Our bits bin is a clear out of bits that we've used on our projects. So it's literally you get to come and rummage through our bits bin and see if any of those bits can help you out with your mini building. Tabletop scenery, like um, there's different categories for everything related to Warhammer that are building. We started with one, Warhammer 40K, and then we built up, and now we've got tabletop terrain, and then we've added in our bit spin because we love rummaging through bit spins. I mean, I mean me as an individual. So I wanted to share that with the community too. And it's a great way to bring some money into the studio to allow us to keep doing great things. Okay, so yeah, that's our eBay store. So that's enough of that. Definitely check out our social media and all our stuff. Let me come back to live, because we are rounding the hour and I am getting thirsty again. Um, so unfortunately, we haven't had anybody tune in, but that's okay. We're going to get to that point eventually where we've got a following of people that tune in because we're going to be made available every Tuesday and Thursday, and at some point in time somebody is not going to have anything better to do than to watch me play with toys on the internet. I'm kidding. I just mean to just come hang out. Like, I promise. We will try to have a good time. And if you're just sitting there working on your Warhammer stuff alone, like, why not? During COVID, definitely people should have learned that video and chatting and talking is it's awesome. It's a way to stay connected with everybody. Um, all right, so yeah, so we talked about our business model stuff and our commitment to excellence. Like I literally, can you see that? I literally have, I'm building up like a whole fucking thing for a video for this. Oh, I curse, by the way. If you couldn't tell, I'm an ex-vet. It just comes out part of military culture. For some reason, it gets fucking pounded in you that you have to express yourself with vulgar language. Bad habit I picked up that I am fighting every day to beat, but fuck it. Um, yeah. Anyways, Yeah, so we're rounding the hour. We're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. It's gonna give me an opportunity to grab some coffee. I highly encourage you, if you're tuning in, to do the same. Because coffee is life. There's three things that a veteran runs on, and that's caffeine, nicotine, and hate. So right now we've got to get in that caffeine. And what do we hate? Heresy. Mm. All right. Anyways, I'll be back. Thanks, gentlemen, ladies, people, gamers, fellow nerds. See you in a bit. By bit, I mean literally 5 minutes. Just walking down the stairs, grabbing a cup of coffee, and coming right back. I guess that we can't. I was trying to figure out how to type in chat, but Streamlabs is being stubborn again. There's definitely a learning curve for Streamlabs. Anyways, I'll be right back. I said I'd be back in 5 minutes, and here I am messing with things. All right. Hey everybody, I am back. Just as promised. I probably took a little bit longer than 5 minutes, so please forgive me. I also made sure I used the little boys' room. So yeah. Got my cup of coffee. I'm good to go. I hope you got yours too. So all right, so last hour we talked about what we have here going on in the Forge. I'm Thomas Allen. This is Paint and Chill. What is Paint and Chill? It is an event that we hold every Tuesday and Thursday. It's 2 hours live with me here in the studio at the Forge. I'll give you a quick show of the studio. There's my dog Medusa. Here is the workstation. And then back there, below the POW flag, is our shipping and receiving area, followed by state-of-the-art model displays, basically shelves stacked full of shit. And then, yeah, yep. So that's the studio. Trying to get the right angle here. You want to be closer? Do we want to be further? I think we're okay. Go ahead and fix this. I have no idea. I was messing around with this Yeti thing the other day. I bought this years ago because I wanted to create this streaming channel called Gray Chatter. And just like I was talking earlier, like and it always has to start on paper first, right? I mean, I wouldn't be here right now doing what I'm doing, right? Sitting right before you if I didn't start somewhere. Um, so right now it's saying 0 viewers in chat, but I'm wondering if that reason is because it's not syncing with chat. I found that sometimes it likes to log you out, and that's what, yeah, okay. So right now it's got me logged in on a different account, so it's probably not showing chat. I apologize. It's got me in 2 accounts right now. I'm learning more and more every day. Things are definitely getting better. Okay, so YouTube doesn't want to load. I got a mic in my face. Oh my gosh. It sucks. So to be able to use this mic, I have to unplug my mouse. Was I trying to go to Facebook? What was I trying to do? No, YouTube, not Facebook. I was just, I need to move this mic. Mm. Excuse me, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Yeah, see, it's got me logged in under my personal account. So we'll go ahead and switch that and go up under the Forge. So, something I wanted to do because it's the beginning of the hour and I'm inside YouTube right now. If we can get chat to work, that would be 100% wonderful. Let's refresh it. Okay. I don't, normally it lets me type down here. I don't understand. Okay, YouTube. YouTube says no today. Hmm. YouTube woke up with vengeance. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. That just pooped on my parade. Okay, so Okay, double checking the live. I'm just double checking all the seeds. The seeds. Yeah, I'm double checking. Yeah, all the seeds that I've been planting. You know, those ones that might have gotten you in here. Yeah. Anyways, so we are public, we are up, we are live, we're here at the Forge Studio in Indianapolis, Indiana. And again, I'm Thomas Allen. Um, and we almost have some chat, so that's super awesome. I just want to view the channel live. Oh, it says morning show right now. Yep, good morning. So our description says morning chat. There we go. Go ahead and mute that. So the good news is that just confirmed for me that the audio is going well. It looks like, uh, yeah. So it is 9:20. We're probably going to go a little past 11 this evening because I'm feeling all right and chatting about things is pretty cool. So let me think. I had a list, just some bullet point things to talk about in case if anybody hopped in and kind of wanted to know what was going on. Oh yeah, so I can talk about the rest of the stuff that I'm working on for the rest of the week because it's only Tuesday, right? So the rest of the week here at the Forge, you can join us on Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. We will be hosting another paint and chill. Hopefully by then we will start getting to the point where we've got some advertising material going out. I've got some ideas for some really cool kind of reels and just little things to kind of get the word out there that we exist and start building a following. The ideal chat for this channel would be jam-packed full of people that love Warhammer, are from the greater Indianapolis area, and want to hang out because they might have just gotten off of work. Typical work schedule around here, like you get off and typically it's somewhere around 6:30. You want to eat dinner, put the wife and kids to sleep, and then sneak on and join me here in the studio at 8 o'clock for some spicy models. Yeah. Um, I don't have any spicy models that I'm working on right now, but I promise you in the future there definitely will be some spicy models. Um, okay, so yeah, so continuing on with the rest of the stuff that we're working on this week, we're building up our bits bin that I mentioned earlier. I made a promise that I would help build our community page every other day by trying to recruit 25 people. Tomorrow's my day for that, so I'll be actively recruiting for our community Warhammer page. And then I also need to make up for both today and tomorrow, adding, well, I will owe another 50 bits to the bits bin. The goal is 1,000 bits in the bits bin. I feel like that's a pretty decent sized bits bin. And then after that, we'll start working on organizing and making it easier for everybody to be able to rummage. Uh, so that's what you can expect there moving forward with the Bitspin. Then we'll continue growing our eBay store, adding new stuff. I've got a massive collection that spans all the way back to like 1996 in the hobby. So I've been collecting minis, and I've got uh, different things that I may have planned a project for, but I don't have any space or any need for them, and it's a great way to raise money for the studio. So those types of items, like clear out from the collection, are you might hear me say like project clear out. That's what that means. So it's a good opportunity to possibly get some miniatures on the cheap side and help support the Forge Studio. So one thing that we will never do is we will never be a retail, and the second thing that we will never do is we will never ask you to to pay for a subscription. I don't believe in that kind of business model. I hate subscriptions. I actively hate them. I think that they are what lead people to being cash struck every month, because every month it's like everything in our society is designed to take away from you before you even earned at the beginning of the month. So you know, it sucks. So I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to add to how much fun you have with Warhammer, because I am going to be having a shit ton of fun with Warhammer, and I want you to have fun too. Because if you're here right now watching me, that means that you too are a Warhammer fan. And yes, you lie. If you watch, you too will get into Warhammer. Coming up, you're gonna starts with like a little tiny seed. Oh no, the internet. Hopefully I'm still there. It says on my thing that we are. So unfortunately, you might hear me say that I have the mom and pop setup. Uh, oh hey, you're in chat. Nice. Um, so I changed my studio setup so that I can stay engaged with the camera more, which I like a lot better. So it's over here literally on my work table. So I'm literally like right here in the action. And I think that's better for everybody else to be able to engage with me as I'm working and stuff. But I can monitor chat. I can just literally just look up from what I'm doing on the model, and I can see if anybody's in chat. And I think this is definitely how we're going to move forward. We need to get another monitor or two over here, and a desktop. Like I've got a growing list of things that I need equipment wise, and then it's like a giant wish list, and then I'm prioritizing what will be the most beneficial and have the most impact for what I'm trying to do with the business. So, how you doing this evening? Welcome back to chat. I don't know if it was me and my shitty internet. So I'm out here in Hancock County, often known as Handcuff County for everybody from Indy. But out here, I swear, just like the wind blows, the fucking internet cuts out like all the time out here. It's so frustrating. When I just finished that semester at college this summer, I would be taking an exam and the internet would cut out for like 5 minutes during a time exam, and then it like on a couple of them, it actually counted me submitting it, but luckily it allowed you to have more than one attempt. So on the second one, I got it. But it's so frustrating because it's like I'm like halfway done with this exam. It's like a quarter of my grade, and then so if you're watching this, especially if you tune in later and you see the feed sort of cut out, and then there's like some latency, that's why I don't have the best internet. I know it's 2025 and I've got shitty internet. It's because I live on the outskirts of the city. I don't live in the city. I live on the outskirts. I like to stare and watch all of you in Indianapolis. Anyways, no, I just like it's quieter out here. That's all. Yeah, I'm a country boy at heart, and the closer I can get to the country, the better. I would be literally out in the boondocks if I could. If I could walk out my door and not see anybody and walk in any direction, it would take me like 20 minutes to see somebody. That's a perfect house for me. That's I have a large territory, like a predator. Need the space. Man, this cup of coffee. Have you changed your internet provider? Believe it or not, lie, I have. So out here, the further you get out from the city, obviously the less providers you're gonna have because the providers are going where all the people are. But out here, we've got the big ones. Like we've got like AT&T, we've got Comcast, which merged with Infinity. So we've got whatever you want to freaking call it, because they're the same thing now. and then there's another company. I've tried all three of them, and it's the same problem with all of them. They just don't have a lot of infrastructure out here, and I swear that they're all on this price model now to where they started this in California, and there's evidence of it, but there's peak hours, right? Like internet usage, just commonly peak hours in the area. Well, that's an exceeding amount of bandwidth, and when you only have like the server space and the infrastructure to support so much bandwidth, they limit usage. I'm telling you, they do. I might sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but it's evident all the time. Like, I'm not the only one that complains about this shit out here. So there's a little Hancock conspiracy for you. All the internet providers are out to get us. They're raising the prices. Now, seriously though, so the internet out here, the more a bigger factor is just the infrastructure hasn't built out this way. Like you can like things are starting to build up more and more out this way. You've already got like literally if I lived just 5 minutes down the road, I could have fiber optic. Supposedly they have fiber optic for business. Ding ding. Uh, and now that I'm a business, I might be able to qualify for that, but I don't know. I need to look more into it. I've just had so much going on that I haven't been able to do that. And until a month ago, the forge didn't exist, so it wasn't an option. So yeah, I mean I've tried everything. I've tried changing my like I've run new connections, we've new modems, new freaking everything, and it's always the same, just shitty internet. And there are times, like I'm telling you, they all do it. There are peak hour times where they limit bandwidth usage. So it's like your fucking games will start slowing down and shit. Like I'll give you an example. So like we pay for 1,000 megabyte download and then upload of like I don't know what the upload is. I really don't. I'm just gonna throw a number out there that sounds good. 10. Okay. 10 megabyte upload speed. That's probably really low. But during peak hours, I will be lucky if we get 26 megabytes a minute. And I'll call them and I'll spend an hour with customer service. And then my internet will work phenomenal for about 30 or 40 minutes. But if that 30 or 40, yeah, it's the boondocks. They don't want no internets out here. It's like I live out in the sticks or something, you know? Bunch of hillbillies, bunch of corn folk. Um, Anybody tuning in will get it because we're called Indiana is notoriously known for corn, which like everywhere you go are just a bunch of cornfields. But we're not most known for corn. Our biggest export, believe it or not, is pork, bacon. They actually have one of the biggest events in the Midwest called the Pork Fest, and you can go and they have like every kind of pork dish, food, whatever, crazy. Like I semi like pork. Like there are times that I'll eat pork, but it's not like a main staple of my diet. Beef is beef and chicken. Love me a love me a cheeseburger. Love me a cheeseburger. Okay, so what was I talking about before all that? So yeah, so the shitty internet, yeah. So and then the mom and pop setup to further elaborate on the mom and pop setup. So my laptop that I have that I bought it specifically for school and then for work to sort of do like presentations and things on. So it's a two-in-one laptop where you can have it as a tablet and a laptop. So it's not the best for something like this. Um, and that's because it's really slim, it's really lightweight, and the smaller and thinner you get a computer, the less cool shit they can throw in there, you know? Like the graphics card. Like this graphics card's built into the motherboard, and so you're like limited to whatever the shitty market one is at the time. But it's not all just about graphics card. For me, it's about USB ports and all that kind of stuff. I'm more interested in like the processing power and all that, which this processor is great. I just need a working screen. So my screen here, I'll show you. So here's my laptop, my shitty laptop. There it is. So the screen doesn't work at all. I had an accident where I was cleaning up my desk and I knocked over a cup. And in the cup was a liquid that spilled on it. And I quickly acted to try to clean it up, so I figured it was no big deal. And my computer was completely non-functional. This happened during school when I was doing that summer semester. And yeah, so it really shitty. I didn't have this monitor hooked up that's over here at the time. This monitor is in place because that screen doesn't work. I've completely taken it apart and gotten it to work, which is what I'm using right now. And the camera used to work on it. And when I first started doing this, I was actually using that camera as well as the camera that you're seeing me on right now, so that I could have like two different views, which is perfect for like if I'm working on the model, because then I can have a camera looking at me at the same time. But that camera crapped out on me. So the screen crapped out on me. Then the camera crapped out on me. But luckily, I said I can still make this work. So I bought a USB adapter, which gives me an HDMI plug-in and 3 additional USB ports, because this laptop only comes with like 2. So that allows me to have a little bit of a setup. So I have one monitor. I want to get a minimum of 2, but I would like to have 3, because then I can have one monitor that's just specifically for the chat. I can have a monitor that I'm working on. And then, like, because when I'm working and editing and stuff, I like to have multiple screens that I can throw. You know, like maybe I have my reference stuff over here and then I'm working right here. So I need to have that. So if I'm streaming, it would make sense to have 3, because then you have, the chat and all that stuff going on. And then that and that. So I could have, and that screen I would like to have hooked to a desktop computer, because then I could just run the stream off the desktop. And in a desktop, I wouldn't have to worry about how old my computer is, because I can literally just upgrade the parts. So I'm going away from laptop and I'm going PC in the future. I'm actually already scouting for potential on Facebook Marketplace. I'm pretty sure I could find somebody that's got an old one somewhere. That I just gotta. I'm not a computer tech like nerd. I'm a nerd of many things, and I've got a lot of knowledge into certain fields. But like, you want to be able to shoot somebody a mile and a half away, I'm your guy. But you want to be able to fix your computer? Not. Need your drywall repaired? I'm your guy. Need to build something fancy? I'm your guy. You know, I'm your guy for stuff like that. Not computers. But so I want to go to a desktop, and the desktop would be great too, because I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer at heart. I always have been. I swear, if I could have been born with a controller in my hand, I would have been. Uh, I have literally played since I played computers. Like my first gaming system was a Sega. Uh, it was like 28 or 32-bit Sega Genesis system, like with the old cartridge that you stick in it. That was my first gaming system. My dad, my dad was an amazing influence into creating the gamer that I am. He too was a big nerd, and he's an amazing artist, and that's really why I am doing what I'm like. When you talk, he was just like, he could freehand sketch in like 15 minutes something that the detail, like the way that he grasped shading and depth, and just crazy talent, Crazy town. Anyways, that's a tangent that for another day. Because I don't want to bounce around too much without saying what I originally meant to. You had that too? What? What did you have too? Um, oh yeah, so I was talking about my shitty setup. So yeah, so I've got this problem with the computer and then the limited USB ports. It was so frustrating and luckily I have fixed the audio issue because so this is now mandatory and I now have a backup that if this mic quits on me, the mic still works in that laptop I was just showing you, so that's my backup. So I figure I now know and have learned and mastered how to switch back and forth. So I got a backup system in place should anything happen. Now, if I lose internet, I don't have a backup for that. But on the drawing board, I do, and it plays into some bigger plans that I have. But we're going to go with Elon Musk's satellite internet because the speeds are fast enough now. And then now that they're getting in the phone game, like Elon Musk is releasing a phone, and it's essentially going to be a satellite phone. Like that's the best phone that you could ever want. Like have like you can't get any better than that because your reception's everywhere. Like you could be on Mount Everest and fucking get reception. Oh, you had a Sega. Dope. What was your favorite game? I used to like playing Echo. I s- well, that might have been Sega CD. I could be mistaken, because it was some years back. Because I was really excited when Sega CD came out. Like I owned, I'm pretty sure it was Sega CD, but I owned Echo and I owned an Alien game on Sega CD, and they were like mind blowing. Like it was pretty cool. Sega, I had this game where it was a football game, but you were like robots. And it was like robot teams that played against each other. And like you could destroy each other's robots. It was weird, but it was football. That was my first game on Sega. The LCD is still fixable. Oh, this over here? Yeah. So I know what's wrong with it. Like I'm not totally illiterate with computers. I'm just not a tech geek. So when I took it apart to inspect the motherboard and the connections from where the LED display hooks into the components, fan or whatever is in there, I burnt out I burnt out a circuit, and I don't have the time to figure out how to repair that, nor do I have the skill set to do it because I would be a beginner doing it. So I would rather just pay somebody to do it, but I don't have money for that. We work with what we got. God gives us just what we need. Um, and I mean, this works. Like I'm figuring out how to really maximize this, and that's great because if if I can work on this shitty setup and still put out like something halfway decent, imagine what I could do with more. Okay. I'm really craving some nicotine now. There's three things that veterans run on here in America. We run on caffeine, nicotine, and hate. I'm working really hard not to run on the hate thing, but it's just like there's like a hate bone inside every infantry veteran. It's just there because I mean, they literally like get you. It's just part of the mentality, you know. I I actually saw in scripture the other day, and I'm not a Bible guru, but I saw in scripture it actually says that you're supposed to hate evil. So, and I think that is the very core of every American infantryman. They hate evil and they want to rid it from the world. But that can make you a very angry person, and I don't want to be an angry person, nor am I. I don't try to be. I work very hard at discipline. The military is very good at teaching discipline, so you control the beast. Echo and Aladdin. Oh, I never got to play Aladdin. Yeah, that was I actually remember that coming out. I do. I remember that. Games were simple but fun. Yeah. Nowadays I fucking hate video games nowadays. Like Xbox literally made me hate Xbox. Like I am glad that I sold my Xbox to pay for college because everything requires a freaking subscription now. Like you buy this crazy expensive system that you can barely afford. So obviously it's going to be like something that you save up for. So you buy the system and oh, you can't play because you got to have internet. So now you're paying for internet. Then, oh, you want to play that game? Well, you need an Xbox Live membership. So now that's another $20, which Xbox just increased it to 30 if you didn't know, if you're an Xbox player. Xbox is fucking ripping you off with $30 a month now, and they have a tier system. So it gets more expensive from there for you to have just a basic, to play video games. Like it's no longer the days that you go to the store and you're like, I want that game, and you frickin' pick it up, you take it home, pop it in, pop it out. You know what I mean? Like it's tangible, you own it, you can loan it to a friend. Like I frickin' miss that about gaming. Like it's so Xbox sucks. And then now they're saying that they're even adding I was watching this video about Xbox earlier. They're even saying that they're adding to Xbox, they're adding advertisements into the home screens. So, not in the store. It would make sense if it was in the store, but they're adding advertisements to the home screen. So, like you get home from work and you're like, "Fuck yeah, man! I want to play this game. Get on here and I have a good time." And it's like, "Buy me, buy me, buy me!" And you're like, "Fuck, man! I already get enough of that. Every time I try to watch a YouTube video, and every 20 seconds I have to hit skip." All right. So, yeah, sorry, I was getting on my soapbox. So you can just tell me I need to be a good boy, and I'll get off my soapbox. I have a lot of stuff that I'm salty about, and Xbox is one of them. Super salty about that because that's it. Xbox is almost more expensive than Warhammer. There's three big ones. Battlefield. Oh, Grand Theft Auto. Like they're like $150 to get an outfit. You're gonna like what you're gonna want to customize your dude. You're gonna want to be able to play with other people. So you're paying for your Xbox Live to play with them. You're paying for your internet to play with them, and then you're paying for some stupid game membership just to have the right to be able to play with a friend. It's so stupid now. Warhammer is not like that. Warhammer, you literally you don't even need models to play Warhammer. Like you can borrow the rules from somebody and you can cut out pieces of cardboard that represent because and I'm glad that you picked up on this the other day when you were saying that you were interested in Warhammer, but you said I have to learn these index cards. Yeah. So, but once you know the index card, anything can represent that model. That's what's great about Warhammer. So, like, yeah, they have great miniatures, and like this is a Space Marine, but you could make anything a Space Marine. If you had a freaking Red Solo Cup, you could have a Red Solo Cup army, like, and play Warhammer. That's what's so awesome about it. Now, would it look the coolest? Probably not. But that's what's great about it because you can start somewhere and then you can just work your way up. Like that's what I did. I used to literally play uh with with fucking cutouts, like cardboard cutouts. And I didn't even have a friend to play with because I thought everybody would make fun of me because I was some big freaking nerd. So I would play by myself. Like I would literally play both sides. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody else. Like the only game that well, I mean, don't get me wrong, I had friends that were nerds, but Warhammer just wasn't big like it is now. Like now the chances are you're gonna find somebody that very easily that plays Warhammer. Magic the Gathering, the card game was super huge. I was a diehard Warhammer fan, and everybody wanted to play Magic. And we would meet up, and we would have like big groups of like 15 people, and we would play Magic. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I used to play Magic back in the day, in the late 90s, but I would have rather played a game of Warhammer. I was planning to buy an Xbox. Now I'm not sure. Oh, so not only has Xbox done that jankety bullshit with those passes, but they've also increased the prices. They just announced their 2025 hardware price increase. I think to get like the premium Xbox now is like $800. Like you're literally in PC territory. Like I would rather spend $800 on a shitty PC that I could upgrade later than get a stupid Xbox that is gonna bankrupt me every month just to try to play a game. PlayStation, I think that uh so you know how I gave you a Hancock conspiracy theory about the internet providers? Well, here's a little crazy conspiracy theory about uh sorry, I just lost my train of thought because I was trying to circle back and then move forward. Um, we were talking about Xbox, right? So we were talking about Xbox. Uh, I don't know. Man, I had this idea. I wanted to share a conspiracy theory about something. I don't know. But it was in the realm of reality, like being very like possible. Like you could draw, like you can see evidence of it. It's like when there's correlation, but we can't say for definitively. Um, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so back to the conspiracy. So I think that we're gonna see in the next like 5 years, and we're already seeing it. Um, but I think console's gonna die for sure. I think console's going away. I mean, it's been dying. It's been dying for years. People have been saying it, but I think like we're actually gonna see it. I think that something will still exist, like a console. How cheap it is to get, I would say, like, so you $800, you can buy something that's a little box, but they're either gonna morph into like some sort of PC fucking thing, or they're just gonna let Xbox die out. I don't know. They they, I don't see them being able to support these prices. Like they're to me, there haven't been good games like out on the market. Like they milk them to death now. Like it's like every 10 years you get a really good title. And then for that 10 years, like they're trying to release like little tiny bits of content for that to like string it out in subscriptions and fucking store shit that you gotta buy. Yeah. Now, just imagine like if you invested all that money into Warhammer. Warhammer will always be there. I'll always have this miniature. And the best part about Warhammer miniatures is when you're done with them, you can sell them. They retain their value better than cars, and You can trade them. You can like they're awesome. Yeah, I should do a Warhammer recruiting video. I could definitely sell Warhammer to somebody. I could pique somebody's interest, that's for sure. Can you believe that we are topping almost 2 hours streaming tonight? And I feel like I've been talking a lot, so I hope I'm not boring you to death. I do see and I am reading what you're putting in chat, so that's why I kept kind of talking a little bit. I would rather just sit and talk and hang out with somebody than do anything else. That's literally what this is for, just like a 2 hour hangout session. And be able to just talk about things. Like, look, we were talking about Xbox. It's gaming related. Uh, so I don't really care what we talk about. Warhammer is ideal though. Oh man. Okay, so but yeah, I mean PC just makes way more sense. Everybody wants a PC. I want a PC. But I don't want PC just so I can just sit around and game all day. I want PC so I can have more than 4 USB ports. I still want a laptop, but I actually have a solution. So I might be able to get a computer sooner once I can get back into my storage unit. I have, like I said, I'm not a computer guru. I have a gaming computer that's probably about 5, 6 years old. So it's not going to be the latest and greatest. But the good news is it's like one of those thicker, because it's a gaming laptop, it's one of those thicker ones. And I can just replace the screen in it and then upgrade, like the processor, graphics card over time. And that thing has like 6 USB ports. So if I used my adapter in that, I'd be, and it's got like Ethernet plug in, it's got all that kind of stuff. I think it even has a CD drive. Like for a traveling computer, like I love this laptop. I would buy another one of these um for its own purpose. Like it for sure, like when it comes to like presentations and like on the go, like fitting it, like it's pretty cool, but it doesn't do what I need. I need something that I can do for the channel, for this YouTube channel and for video content because everything is about video now. And especially with Gen Z. Like there's Warhammer's really big, I would say, with millennials right now, but Gen Z is starting to pick it up, and to really appeal to them, like they're like instant attention seekers. Like they need that instant gratification. Like sure, we got exposed to that, but they literally grew up with in that culture, so they need they need videos. They don't want to read a post. They would rather watch a 10 sec or a minute video of somebody explaining something than to spend 4 minutes reading it. So I got to get really comfortable, and that's what's great about like these little 2 hour sessions because I get to sit here in front of the mic talking in front of the mic. I meant to say in front of the camera talking, so it makes me more comfortable with it because I'll be honest, I was scared to death to get because I'm very self-conscious. Like I'm definitely got like insecurities, especially like being on something like this and making myself vulnerable to everybody. Because I know if if and when I do start getting a big following, it's not all going to be positive. It's just the nature of the beast. So it's only a matter of time before I say something that pisses somebody off or I do something that somebody takes out of context and then you know what I mean? And the more exposure I have, more likely something like that's going to happen. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, my throat's a little parched. It's okay. I've got agua. Oh man. So So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about things, the momentum that we got going on with the Forge. I learned something new today about shipping packages. So as I'm building up this business and my eBay store is growing, there's this inspirational speaker that talks about the 7 streams of income. And basically he tries to encourage it and a lot of like stuff that goes into it. But basically it it captured me enough that I was like, there's more benefit to trying to do something like that than not. And a lot of it makes sense. So I'm trying to model my business model generating up. The goal is to create 7 streams of income for the Forge Studio. That way, no matter what happens, the Forge will be able to balance itself out. So the eBay store right now is my only source of income. So it might be 8 months, 3 years before this YouTube channel or anything generates any income. Once I ad revenue, when people have to fucking watch those stupid videos that you click every 20 seconds to skip. So that's a pathway to lead to monetization. And it'll like just trickle in. So if anybody watches my video and they're stuck watching an advertisement after I'm monetized, I might get, a small paycheck, a couple dollars a month. But that's a second source of income. And I'm saying I'm trying to build up to 7. So my website is what I'm focusing on this week, and that is going to be my third source of income. So each thing I'm doing is trying to generate income. So then, so basically, I want to finish the year, meaning 2025, having a stable and functioning stream of income with those 3. So for YouTube, by the end of 2025, I want to be able to have monetization on my channel, and that's very achievable. It requires like YouTube requires you to have like 1,000 viewed hours. You have to have so many video uploads, and I have to have 500 subscribers. So starting this week, I'm going to be not just so great thing about the community page, it's gotten me to be able to develop products so that I could recruit people and get their attention. And whatever I'm doing is working because people are flooding into the community page. So if I can take that same concept and apply it to uh, my social media and me, I should be able to trickle in some followers. And then the more the time goes on and the more I get better at creating content, you know, it'll get better from there. Because I would ideally in the future get to a point that I can just make great content and great minis and travel. Those 3 things. That's the goal, is to get there. And to Forge Studio isn't the only thing I want to do. Like there's some bigger thing. So that's 3 of the 7. I already have all 7 of my proposed like ideas for how I'm gonna make money. It's just figuring out when I have time and I can put enough energy and effort into each one. So the eBay store right now is generating me money and it's keeping the studio afloat. And I'm now starting to put energy and attention into building the next 2. So by the end of the year, I should be able to not just sustain myself, meaning like keeping the lights on and the camera going, but I might actually be able to pay my bills. So that's ideally where I want to be at the end of December. So instead of struggling financially, by the end of the year, just being able to pay my bills, just make breaking even. If I'm not, I'm going to be pushing myself to be above that, way above that. But that's the goal, and I think it's achievable. Yeah, the eBay store is just an extension of the studio. Um, All right, so we are at 10 o'clock. It is now the end of the stream. So this is what I'm going to do. Lai, you're my only viewer right now. If you want to hang around, you're welcome to join the channel. Um, or you can hit me up on Facebook Messenger or whatever. I got to get my phone. Hopefully it's charged. But yeah, anyways, you're more than welcome to join in anything that I got going on. And if you got things to do, I totally understand. I'm just letting you know that you're invited. So everybody else that's tuning in right now, this is the end of Paint and Chill, which is a weekly event that I hold every Tuesday and Thursday. I'll always be here. The light's always on. Every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Paint and Chill. It's perfect time to come out if you're a Warhammer fan, talk about Warhammer. It's Warhammer, but you're more than or lurk if that's your quick note to everybody that is tuning in. Right there it says Miniature Rescue. That is a working product video. That is not coming out on the 5th. That will be coming out this month. Thank you.